Hi everyone, this is Shravani. Welcome to my channel NCERT Made Easy. In this video, we'll be discussing the previous year questions of Maths Pedagogy of January 2021, Paper 1. Question number 31. Which of the following is least likely to impact teaching learning in mathematics? Option 1. Knowing ways in which assessment affected the confidence of learners. Option 2. Providing complete solutions to the students' wrong answers. Option 3. Enhanced quality of feedback. Option 4. Using results of assessment to modify teaching. Here we have to find the option which is least likely to impact the teaching learning in mathematics, which is least likely. So when we know the ways in which the assessment is affecting the confidence of learners, then we will improve our assessment techniques, which will boost the confidence of learners. This is the important, or this is important to improve the teaching learning in the mathematics. But here they asked least likely. So providing complete solution to the students' wrong answers. By providing complete solutions, whenever the student make any wrong or mistakes, we should not provide the complete solution to the student. We have to give them chance to self-correction. So option 2 is the wrong one, which is the least likely to impact the teaching learning in the mathematics, because we should not provide complete solution to their wrong answers. Option 2 is the right one. So option 3, enhanced quality of feedback. We have to increase the quality of the uh, feedback so that the students will learn better. Option 4, using results of assessment to modify teaching. Whenever we'll get the results, after doing assessment, whenever we'll get the result, we have to modify our teaching based on the result. So option 2 is the one which will be least likely to impact the teaching learning in the mathematics. Next, question number 32. Rohit realizes that square is both a rhombus and a rectangle. He is at what stage of Van Hill's visual thinking? Option 1, level 2, relationships. Option 2, level 3, reduction. Option 3, level 0, recognition. Option 4, level 1, analysis. Here the student is realizing that, or here the student is forming relationship between the square and the rhombus, square and the rectangle. So the student is at the stage of relationships. The student is able to form the relationship based on the different properties. For example, you see that here this one is a square and this is a rectangle. The student is in a stage that when we are increasing the length, here both are having the four sides, and if we are increasing the sides of the one length of the two square, then it will become a rectangle. Here he is forming the relationship based on their sub properties. So option 1 is the right answer. Question number 33. The sum of any two whole numbers is a whole number. This property of whole numbers is referred to as 1, associative property, 2, distributive property, 3, closure property, 4, commutative property. Here they gave that sum of any two whole numbers is a whole number. We know that 0, 1, 2, 3, so on are the whole numbers. So when we are adding the two whole numbers, for example 1 and 2, we are getting 3, and this 1 is a whole number and 2 is a whole number, and after adding the number we got that one is also a whole number, and this is closure property. So in what is closure property? Closure property is A plus B belongs to W. Okay, when A belongs to W and B belongs to W, we will get A plus B belongs to W. So what is associative property means? A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. This is associative property, where we are changing the brackets and we will be getting the same answer in the addition. Next, distributive property. In distributive property, A into B plus C is equal to AB plus AC. This is distributive property. Next, commutative property is A plus B is equal to B plus A. This is commutative property. So here in this question, option 3 is the right answer. Next, question number 34. Which of the following statements regarding mathematics teaching learning is incorrect? Option number 1, mathematics knowledge can be created in primary class students through observation of pattern and generalization. Option 2, argumentation and negotiation play an important role in creating mathematical knowledge. Option 3, mathematical learning is a social process involving dialogue. Option 4, culture in the context has no role in constructing mathematical knowledge. Here we have to find the incorrect statement regarding the teaching and learning of mathematics. So option 1, you see that here the mathematical knowledge can be created in mathematics students through observation of patterns. Here in mathematics, the observation of pattern is very important. When, for example, when you consider the even numbers, you can see that 0, 2, 4, 6. Here there is a pattern that each one is having the difference of 2. When you are considering the odd numbers also, there is a pattern here. So when we are teaching the students the pattern, they will be understanding, or they can create the mathematical knowledge. Next, this is correct. The student should be taught to observe the pattern and the generalization. This one is the correct, but here they ask the incorrect statement. Argumentation and negotiation play an important role in creating the mathematical knowledge. So here debates in the discussion also will help the student to create the mathematical knowledge. This one is also right. Mathematical learning is a social process involving dialogue. Here, whatever the mathematics we are teaching in the classroom, the students should use it outside the school, and it is a social process involving the dialogue. Dialogue means nothing but a type of conversation. So option 3 is also right one, and here you can see that option 4, culture in the context has no role in constructing mathematical knowledge. Here the culture in the context always have an effect in the have impact. Here they said that it is not having any role. This is wrong. So culture in the context are having an important role in constructing the mathematical knowledge, and here these are the correct statements, and they asked for the incorrect statement, and this is option 4 is the right answer. Next, question number 35. Which of the following statements is true regarding teaching numbers at primary level? Whenever you are teaching the numbers in the primary level, how you have to teach them? Which way will help the students to learn numbers? Option A, intuitive understanding of numbers should be encouraged. Here, the student should understand the number. For example, 1 means this is 1. They should understand it. There is without any proof. Intuitive means what? They are understanding it without any proof. For example, if you are asking the student to give 2 mangoes, the child should understand it. The 2 means the 2 objects. He has to understand that. So intuitive understanding is very much important in teaching the mathematics. Writing numbers should taught in sequence. Here there is no need of teaching the sequence to the students. Writing numbers should be taught in the sequences of no need. Okay, writing of numbers as numerals should be precede counting. Here they said that first the student should write the numbers, then after number names, and then after counting. Here the counting should be done first. The student should be able to count the objects like that. Like for example, stars are there. Here the student should able to count that this one is 1, 2, 3. 3 stars are there. First the counting should be done. The student should be able to count. Then after, the student should be able to write the numbers as a numerals. So option C is also wrong one. Order irrelevance of numbers should be encouraged. Order irrelevance means in which the objects are, how the objects are counted is not important. If the each and every object is counted, there is no need of the object relevance. For example, if I ask the students to count the circles, I have drawn the circles here. I ask the students to count the circles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here 6 circles are there. Now I ask the other student to count the circles. Now the other student will be counting like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here there is no need of order. If we are counting each and every circle, there is no need of order when we are counting. So here option D is also the right one. A and D are right and B and C are wrong. There is no need of teaching the sequence while writing the numbers, and the counting should precede first. Sorry, the counting should come first. Later the writing of the numbers and the numerals should be coming. So A and D are the right options, and the one is the right one. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe, like, share. Thanks for watching.